Fighters ready. Engage. Double KO.
Too strong.
Final round. Now.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cross, cut. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
2.
Let's go.
2.
Double KO.
Too strong.
Judgment. You win.
Gutter trash.
We await your return, warrior. Fighters ready. Engage. Final round. Now. KO.
Too strong.
Judgment. You win.
Gutter trash.
Fighters ready. Engage. Double KO.
Too strong.
Final round. Now.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cross, cut. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
2.
Let's go.
Double KO.
Too strong.
Channel 登録よろしくお願いします。
やっ